What's up, y'all? 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 Lots of people out there trying to lose weight, man. And YouTube is full of people telling you that they have the answer. I don't know about you, but anytime somebody kicks down my door telling me they can solve all my problems, I automatically get a little suspicious. I've lost a lot of weight. I know how to lose weight, but I'm still not done. So I thought I'd take a look at what's out there, and what I found, I don't think it's gonna help anybody. What I attempted to do was get a rough idea of what's both popular and reasonably current when it comes to YouTube and weight loss. I wanted to know what people are seeing when they search and what are they clicking on. So what I did was pick a simple search term, in this case just weight loss, and I typed it into YouTube. I then filtered the results to show videos posted within the last year and then sorted those by view count. Now this ain't exactly the scientific method, but the resulting list should be a decent representation of what a lot of people are seeing when they come to YouTube for weight loss advice. So I tend to internally cringe when I hear or see the phrase, speaking as someone who, because usually what follows is a very narrow point of view from someone who thinks they're a lot smarter than they really are. And since I probably fit that description, I think it's only appropriate that I take the time to say, speaking as someone who's lost 130 pounds, I feel like I'm qualified to critique or at least react to the content of these videos. But if you disagree with my perspective, or if you agree, feel free to let me know in the comments. One of the first videos that came up for me was the lose belly fat in 7 days challenge. Yeah, that shit don't work.
Stubborn belly f.
It's definitely possible that working out for 7 days in a row might have some effect on your weight, but it's not going to get rid of your gut in the way that the title seems to advertise. This is a commonly perpetuated myth in the world of health and fitness. The idea that it's possible to reduce fat in a specific area of the body by doing exercises that target nearby muscle groups. It's called spot reduction, and it's generally considered not to be possible. There have been several studies done on the subject, and the consensus seems to be that while exercising can absolutely have a measured effect on weight loss, the reduction in fat will be experienced throughout one's body, regardless of which muscle groups are being targeted, and much of that fat reduction will take place in the torso before anywhere else. There's also the idea that 7 days is an attractive amount of time. I feel like I'm going to end up saying this in every video at this point, but people want to take the path of least resistance. Whether they realize it or not. I mean, you know how long it took most overweight people to hit 200 or even 300 pounds? Most people aren't trying to dedicate that same amount of time to losing that weight. Getting healthy is a big job, and when you're on day one of a lifestyle change or you haven't even started yet, the very idea of weight loss can seem like a whole extra layer of responsibility and bullshit that you now have to tack onto your already exhausting life. It's a lot easier to commit to something when you can tell yourself you're only doing it for a week, but that's why it's not going to work for most people, because you're not done when 7 days is up. Using that kind of time frame as motivation is only setting yourself up for failure. There's no finish line at the end. Using my own experience as an example, there's the way I used to live and there's the way I live now. That's what's helping me fit in this chair right now, not no 7-day workout plan I did or specific exercises I used to target my butt cheeks. Don't get me wrong, this video can be helpful for someone with the right mindset, but I'm betting a good portion of the 22 million people who watched it were secretly hoping that it can be that easy. They even subtly acknowledge that it's not that simple in the intro.
After you do this challenge for the next 7 days, follow the right nutrition and trust me, you will surely see some real changes in your body.
Oh yeah, by the way, follow the right nutrition. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, 7 days, y'all. Another video I came across clocking in at almost 5 million views is this one. Mainly because I wanted to know what the hell this is. They make the claim that eating this nameless creation will not only help with weight loss, but also hair growth and good skin. They also don't seem to indicate how or why these little, look, I'm sorry, they look like doo-doo to me, all right? Is that how you try and lose weight? Doo-doo balls? That's what you're doing? Anyway, they don't say anything about how this is supposed to improve any of these aspects of your health, but I think a lot of people click on videos like these for one, out of curiosity, because again, when I saw the thumbnail, I was like, yo, what is that? But also, like I said for the last one, there are a lot of people out there still holding on to that dream that weight loss is going to be as easy as eating a couple doo-doo balls for breakfast. And when we look a little closer, you'll see that it's just kind of a ground up mixture of seeds and almonds held together by cooked jaggery syrup, which I had to look into since I'd never heard of it. Apparently jaggery is an unrefined sugar product found in India. Usually it's made from cane juice and sap from a date or a palm tree. So this allegedly no milk, no sugar food product that they're telling you to make and eat actually does have sugar in it. It's just not the kind of sugar that you probably have in your kitchen. Now I'm sure they taste good, but unless you selling these on the corner to get money for liposuction, they're not gonna help you fit into them skinny jeans. Here's another one with the same amount of views. Strongest belly fat burner drink, lose 15 kilogram, 30 pounds in 2 weeks. Look, I'm sorry, but this is bullshit, alright? I'm sure it tastes good, but this ain't Full Metal Alchemist. There's no secret combination of foods and special ways of preparing them that'll make you a magical weight loss potion. It's more of the same. People looking for an easy way out of a situation that they're probably having a hard time acknowledging they put themselves in. And I think that's another big reason some of these videos are popular. Here's another one that came up. 10-minute cardio workout to burn fat. 6 million views. There's nothing wrong with this video on the surface, but again, the title kind of implies that 10 minutes is enough time to dedicate to changing your lifestyle. The description does say it's a 3-week weight loss challenge, but that can still insert a couple of different fallacies into the minds of your audience. For one, like I've already covered, it implies that there's a finish line, and that after 3 weeks your task will be complete and you can go back to watching 90 Day Fiancé. But in addition to that, it helps to disconnect the viewer from their own relationship to their weight and their lifestyle. Programs like this with very straightforward steps that tell you exactly what exercises to do and for how long, or in the case of the other videos, what to eat and how much, they allow someone else to address the problem for you. That's an attractive idea for many, because I'm sure we can all agree this shit is much easier to handle when you don't have to think about it at all. But in addition to that, it can allow a person to distance themselves from the responsibility of their own success. Think about it this way. If I follow your 3-week workout plan and I end up not losing weight, now it's your fault that it didn't work. Or at least it's not my fault, because I followed every one of those steps, one after the other. I don't have to feel bad if I don't succeed. Nor did I have to take the time and effort to come up with a plan that will realistically help me succeed. And this concept also applies to a lot of different ways that people try to succeed in life. Think about how many different industries there are where people try and profit off of the idea that they've come up with a simple plan for you to follow that will guarantee your success at doing things like getting sober, flipping houses, making money, losing weight, or even other things related to health and fitness, like this video that I found on the very same channel. This video from August 2019 currently has 358 million views. You know what the title is? Get abs in 2 weeks. That's it. That's all you need. 2 weeks. Follow these simple steps and suddenly, 6-pack. If it don't work, that's on Chloe Ting. That ain't on you. Now, I'm sure a fair amount of her viewers probably just wanted to watch a fit Asian girl exercise, but I guarantee you, if she had titled this video a series of core strengthening exercises, it wouldn't have done nearly as well. There's a reason titles like this work, and it has a lot more to do with the way people think and behave than it does any secret techniques. Case in point, 7 lazy weight loss hacks you must try. 2.7 million views. And what do we got going on here? Aside from some kind of ongoing skit about this person and her family, which is at least a unique approach that I actually appreciate, you had the same kind of weird spell casting advice. Drink this warm ginger drink, fry your rice instead of using a rice cooker, bananas are better than apples, don't eat after the sun sets. Am I trying to lose weight here or am I taking care of a mogwai?
Don't ever feed him after midnight.
When you talk to your doctor about your weight, they're not going to tell you to take 2 tablespoons of ginger and mix it with pineapple juice and drink it before dusk. Thinking critically for a moment, if things like this really worked, you'd probably hear about them a lot more often instead of having to search for them. And speaking of searching for things, look at what else I found. Hyperbolic weight loss, 1.5 million views. I think this one might have been titled incorrectly. When I searched the term hyperbolic weight loss, the only actual definitions I could find were eating patterns that seem to imply cycling between fasting periods and periods of binging, and the general consensus seems to be that this is a bad thing. I think the term they might have been looking for is subliminal weight loss, because this video claims that for every minute you spend listening to it, you'll lose 1 pound of fat. There's a disclaimer there in the description that quote-unquote these audios should not be used solely for the purpose of deeply desperately desiring something, which sounds to me like either too much reliance on Google Translate or maybe a little too much search engine optimization. Anyway, it basically says that this video is not a replacement for medical care, and this is primarily because this shit don't work. It even says, please seek real help before using these, which kind of implies that this is exactly what I'm saying it is. Fake. I did happen to see one video that was actually very helpful and didn't come across as a misguided attempt to cure you of your corpulence. 20 foods that have almost 0 calories, 3 million views. It's essentially a list of food suggestions that have a very low amount of calories, while, at least for many of them, are also very filling. What's even better is each of these suggestions is supported by actual scientific information that tells you both how and why each of these can be helpful additions to your diet. They make no mention of time frames and don't attempt to imply that any of these are an easy solution. Instead, they offer 20 suggestions that you yourself are able to pick and choose from when formulating your own plan for weight loss. And that's a much better plan than hoping you'll finally find that secret recipe or workout program that's been passed down through the generations that somehow every doctor and all of the science community missed out on discovering. Most of the videos I came across are very similar to the ones I've discussed so far, but there is one more sort of category of weight loss videos that people appear to be clicking on within the last year. Videos like this. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of the way this video was titled. Ugly girl becomes beautiful was the phrase they chose for both the title and the description. 10 million views. Setting aside the implication that fat is automatically ugly, it makes me also want to ask, like what? If I do everything she does in this video, am I gonna get a better face? Did she get a better face at the gym? What kind of exercises do I do for that? Let me sign up for that program. That said, I can still appreciate that there's no attempt to feed you a script to tell you what you should think. If you scroll through the video, it's actually a fairly accurate depiction of what it takes to lose weight, but I'm guessing that one of, if not the most important part of it, went right over a lot of people's heads. Yeah, it's showing you exercises and it's showing her eating certain things, and that's all a lot of people are gonna see. When I watch this though, I see effort. I see many days, a long period of time where she chose to do this instead of something else. It's showing that she consistently chose to put forth this effort that you see here, day after day, and it shows the undeniable results of that consistent effort. And speaking of staying consistent, it also says later in the video that when you want to give up, remember why you started, which is good advice. Here's a similar example with 7 million views. From bigger to beautiful, which again, not a fan of the title. I mean, honestly, why don't you just write something like this ugly ass chick trying to look like the rest of us? Look at her fat ass go. That said, the comments are full of people who are providing their own sort of YouTube version of thoughts and prayers. This isn't necessarily a bad video, but again, it's a little misguided. This is showing a single day at the gym for this girl. I looked at the rest of the channel, there's no follow-up. We don't even know if she came back to the gym the next day or the next week. This channel's about the physical trainer, not the girl, not her journey, not even her weight loss. It's about this guy's hustle. And I'm not out here trying to hate anyone for their hustle at all, but that's partly why I referred to some of these comments as thoughts and prayers. People can come in, see a video like this, comment something like, "You go girl," and then walk away feeling better about themselves, but ain't nobody thinking about tomorrow or next week or next month. Just her, hopefully, but again, that's what I'm trying to point out here. Everyone tells you to go to the gym and everyone says they have the best workout program for what to do when you get in the gym, but ain't nobody focusing on the fact that you're supposed to come back to the gym tomorrow.
Hey, come back.
Or even those videos about fat burning food. You want to make doodle balls for dinner, go ahead, but what about breakfast tomorrow? Or even your meal plan for the rest of the week. One meal ain't gonna make you skinny just like one meal didn't make you fat. A phrase that gets used a lot is weight loss journey, and I think the journey part isn't emphasized enough. There's some acknowledgement of the time frames involved in significant weight loss, but many people don't seem to want to recognize that the time frame implies effort and lots of it. Even I was that way. I probably had plenty of excuses back in the day as to why I'm not trying harder to lose weight. But deep down in the back of my mind, the truth was that I didn't want to because it was too hard. It took too much effort and I didn't care enough about it to try. It took a long time before I was able to realistically apply these weight loss concepts into my life. And I think a lot of people would benefit when they see videos like we've covered today, and instead of saying to themselves, here's what I'm supposed to do or here's what I should do, instead they could say, here are some things that I could do, but ultimately, what am I gonna do? That's entirely up to you. And if we're calling it a weight loss journey, maybe it'll help to remember that every journey starts with one step. And it's a lot easier to get started if you focus on just that first step. Instead of seeing your lifestyle at 150 pounds or whatever your target weight is and thinking about all the changes you'll have to make to get there, what about what your lifestyle looks like tomorrow? What's one adjustment you can make that you know you'll be able to do tomorrow and the next day and the next day all the way down to 150 pounds? There's no top 10 list for that. No 20-minute workout, no secret recipe. That's something you have to sit down and decide for yourself, because you know yourself better than anyone else. If you can't handle eating cauliflower every meal and running 5 miles a day, then what can you handle? What's one adjustment you can make that you know you won't give up on in a week or a month or a year, no matter how small or ineffectual you think it is? The more of those adjustments you find, the better you'll get at implementing them into your life. And you'll learn a lot about yourself in the process, which will lead to even more things you think you can handle. And if you do that consistently enough, you will see results. There's this quote I recently came across by an author named David Graeber. It goes, "The ultimate hidden truth of the world is that it is something that we make and could just as easily make differently." It was written in the context of society and the way we govern ourselves, but I think it also applies to each of us on a personal level. There are many things about life we have no control over, but even taking those things into consideration, where you are now is the collective sum of choices you've made throughout your lifetime. As scary and kind of depressing as it is to acknowledge that we've all played a very active role in both the best and worst parts of our own lives, the real secret that everyone's looking for is right there in plain sight. The secret is that you absolutely have the power to succeed, but it's the choices you make that will dictate when that happens. Dude balls. Once again, I want to thank you for your eyes and your ears, and if you're feeling generous enough to lend me just one more body part, there's this number that I'm trying to get to go higher, and all you need is one finger to make that happen if you feel like helping a brother out. A warm, heartfelt thank you as always to the people who leave comments and show their support. I'm going to continue to keep highlighting them as long as y'all keep leaving them. If you want to see your comment in my next video, then leave one below, and it just might happen. Last but not least, I will be back soon, but until then, take care and do your best to make good choices, because I know it ain't easy.